Union Test Prep's chemistry practice test for the HESi exam. Please note, there will be a brief 5-second pause after answer choices are given. This is a good time to pause the video to solve. Question 1. Sally was measuring the length of a pencil. Which is the most likely unit that she used to report her results? A. Nanometer, B. Centimeter, C. Kilometer, or D. Mile? The correct answer is B. The standard length of a pencil is about 1.9 times 10 to the power of -1 meters. 1 nanometer equals 1 times 10 to the power of -9 meters. 1 centimeter equals 1 times 10 to the power of -2 meters. 1 kilometer equals 1 times 10 to the power of 3 meters. And 1 mile equals 1.96 times 10 to the power of 3 meters. From all these units, the one that is closer to the pencil's length in powers of 10 is the centimeter. The other units are either too big or too small to represent the length of a pencil in a manageable way. Question 2. What is the result of converting 15 feet per hour to the standard units of the International System? A. 4.6 meters per hour, B. 0.0042 feet per second, C. 0.0013 meters per second, or D. 0.078 meters per minute. The correct answer is C. The International System unit for length is the meter, and for time is the second. To convert to these units, a conversion factor to go from feet per hour to meters per second is used as shown in the equation below. Question 3. Which of the following changes of physical state represents an increase in energy? A. Condensation, B. Deposition, C. Sublimation, or D. Freezing? The correct answer is C. When a substance changes its physical state, there is either an increase or a decrease in energy, which is evidenced by the changes in temperature. Condensation, gas to liquid, deposition, gas to solid, and freezing, liquid to solid, are all changes that decrease the energy of the substance to adopt a more ordered state with less temperature. The only change that increases the energy of the substance is sublimation, the process where a solid turns into a gas. Question 4. How many protons, neutrons, and electrons are in this iron atom? A. 26 protons, 29 neutrons, and 24 electrons. B. 26 protons, 29 neutrons, and 29 electrons. C. 26 protons, 55 neutrons, and 26 electrons. Or D. 55 protons, 26 neutrons, and 53 electrons. The correct answer is A. In this iron atom, the number of protons is given by the atomic number represented by the subscript 26. The number of neutrons was calculated from the difference between the mass number and the atomic number. Mass number equals number of protons plus number of neutrons, represented by the superscript 55. The number of electrons is calculated from the charge of the atom, plus 2, knowing that a positive charge plus n means that there are n more protons than electrons in the atom, so the number of electrons is the number of protons minus n. Question 5. Which of the following is an isotope of this chlorine atom? A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is A. A pair of isotopes consists of two atoms that have the same number of protons and electrons, but a different number of neutrons. In other words, they have the same atomic number and charge, but a different mass number. In the list, the only atom with the same atomic number and the same charge but a different mass number than the 1735 chlorine atom is the 1737 chlorine atom. Question 6. Potassium hydroxide, or KOH, is a strong base used to manufacture soap. Which is the most likely pH of a solution of KOH? A. 7, B. 4, C. 8, or D. 10? The correct answer is D. The pH of bases goes from 7 to 14. From that, options A and B are discarded, since they represent a neutral and an acidic pH, respectively. Since KOH is a strong base, its pH should be strongly basic, so between options C and D, the latter would be the most likely pH of a solution of KOH. If you had trouble finding this answer, be sure you notice the words most likely in the question. Question 7. Nitric acid is a strong acid used to produce fertilizers. If a solution of nitric acid is neutralized with ammonia, a weak base, what would be the most likely pH of the resulting solution? A. 7, B. 2, C. 5, or D. 10? The correct answer is C. When nitric acid is neutralized with ammonia, ammonium nitrate is formed. This is the salt of a weak base, and when the salt is dissolved in water, it is slightly acidic because of the ammonia ion, according to the following chemical reaction. Acidic pH goes from 0 to 7, so options A and D are discarded, since they represent a neutral and basic pH respectively. Between options B and C, option C was selected because that would be the most likely pH of a slightly acid solution of ammonium nitrate. If you had trouble finding this answer, be sure you notice the words most likely in the question. Question 8. Which of the following is not a sign of a chemical change? A. Increase in temperature. B. Change in color. C. Formation of a precipitate. Or D. Formation of bubbles. The correct answer is A. In a physical change, the composition of the substance doesn't change, while in a chemical change, there is a chemical reaction that changes the composition of the substance. From the list, a change in color, generation of colored compounds, formation of a precipitate, generation of insoluble compounds, and formation of bubbles, generation of gases, are the result of a chemical change, while an increase in temperature can be the result of heating the substance or dissolving certain substances in water, exothermic dissolution. If you had a hard time with this question, be sure you notice the word not in the question. It can really make a difference in which answer you choose. Question 9. In the overall process of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide reacts with water to produce glucose and oxygen. Which of these is the more accurate way to represent the balance equation for this reaction? A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is B. A balanced chemical equation uses chemical formulas to describe the identities and the relative amount of reactants and products that are involved in a chemical reaction. It must obey the law of conservation of mass and the law of conservation of energy. That means that the number of atoms of each element must be the same at both sides of the arrow. From the given choices, the only one that obeys these laws and uses chemical formulas is option B. Question 10. Which of the following is not a way of increasing the rate of a reaction between a solid and a liquid? A. Adding a catalyst. B. Increasing the pressure. C. Increasing the temperature. Or D. Increasing the surface area of the solid. The correct answer is B. In a reaction between a solid and a liquid, adding a catalyst provides alternate reaction pathways and decreases the activation energy. Increasing the temperature, the kinetic energy of the particles increases, meaning that there are more collisions between the reactants, and increasing the surface area of the solid, there are more solid particles exposed to the liquid reactant, will increase the rate of reaction. Increasing the pressure will have no effect, since the liquid and solid substances are not affected by changes in pressure. If you had a hard time with this question, be sure you notice the word not in the question. It can really make a difference in which answer you choose. For free practice test study guides and flashcards for the HESi exam, please visit us at uniontestprep.com/HESi exam.